BBC News. First up, an interview with author Alban O'Brien. Over to you, James.
Hello, I'm here with Alban O'Brien, literature enthusiast.
Hello, how do you do?
How important is literature to you?
Well, literature is, I would say, one of the three pillars of my life. I always think that if I look at my life, family are important, the football team are important, but literature is a big thing for me as well. It always has been. And I think literature is important for everybody. I think that it's like time travel. It's like getting inside somebody else's shoes and living their life. It's like going back in time. It's like experiencing what life was in a different world or in a different life. So I think it's important for everybody.
What drawn you to Shakespeare?
Shakespeare was always my first love. I always think Shakespeare is our greatest living playwright. Even though he's been dead for a little while, and his 400 years anniversary will be up in 2016. So he's been dead for 400 years, but his plays still live today. He's got characters who still move us today. He's got situations which are relevant to us today. And it's fantastic theatre. So I've always enjoyed Shakespeare. And I think we see films and things and they draw us into it. For me, it was Roman Polanski's, if it wasn't Roman Polanski, it was Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet.
How did Siegfried Sassoon put Formby on the map?
Siegfried Sassoon, again, is a big interest of mine. Now, he was one of my great heroes. And having come to live in Formby, he's the one person who stands out as putting Formby on the map. If people think of Stratford-upon-Avon, they think of Shakespeare. If they think of Canterbury, they think of Chaucer. If they think of Rochester, they think of Charles Dickens. But if they think of Formby, they think of Siegfried Sassoon. And he puts that Formby on the map because he was a war hero. He joined up on the first day in August the 4th, 1914. He was awarded a medal called the Military Cross, and he fought very bravely. But by 1917, his brother had been killed and his best friend had been killed, and he'd seen lots and lots of slaughter on the Somme. On the first day of the Somme, July the 1st, there were 60,000 casualties, 20,000 people killed, and 60,000 casualties, and that moved him greatly. And so he was hit by a sniper's bullet, and he was invalided home. By then he'd already got a medal, the Military Cross, and he decided that the war was being propagated, was being prolonged when it could have been stopped. So he wrote a protest, a soldier's declaration, and he sent it to the newspapers, and he sent it to the House of Commons, and it was read there. Now, of course, he was in big trouble with his commanding officer, and he could have been taken out and shot. But because he was a war hero, because he had this medal, he wasn't. And instead, he was told to come to Liverpool for a medical board. And when he came to Liverpool for a medical board, he went off to Formby, and he walked past the golf course, and he threw his ribbon into the Mersey as part of his protest.
And why is it important to you to have a plaque in memory of Sassoon at Formby Station?
I think it'd be another way of commemorating the First World War, and would bring to attention his poetry to the people of Formby, and particularly the young people of Formby. Formby Station is between two big schools, and it would be very interesting for the young people of Formby to read about his poems, to look at his ideas, even if they disagreed with them, even if they argued with them, and to see the First World War from his point of view.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.